MIL tried to break us up while I was pregnant posted on r/mother-in-laws from hell. I just need to vent about this. Vent at the end. Throughout my pregnancy, and especially after I had our child, my manipulative MIL tried to break us up and maybe also take my baby. Background, she was polite but distant for the first 6 years of our relationship. Honestly, perfectly polite. The only things that weirded me out about her was she was a little too touchy-feely with my partner and would get too close/excited around strangers' young children. She did the weirdest things during pregnancy. We announced our pregnancy early to them and asked them to keep it a secret. She immediately told her friend anyway. She told me she was making a nursery for the baby to stay in at her house 1.5 hours away. She talked all about her easy 2-hour birth right after I walked out of my high-risk appointment 8 months pregnant, partially in tears. She cried to my partner for an hour when he told her she couldn't hold my baby an hour after my C-section. She had a shower for me but conveniently forgot my food allergy. She also went to a shower my friend threw me and then later laughed to me saying it was so awkward. She even had a grandma shower for herself where she received clothes and stuff she'd dress the baby in as if it was hers. After I gave birth, she didn't ask at all about my recovery. She never asked about my health the whole pregnancy. And she's a nurse. She complained to my partner when she saw a photo of my friend bringing us a meal after birth. My partner asked her to do one favor for us, run one errand, and she complained about it. She offered to do childcare when I went back to work but then started saying things like, if you want me to watch the baby you need to do X thing she wants to do with the baby. Also, she didn't respect the one health rule we had for the baby and surprised us with a family party at 5 weeks old. We wanted to prevent illness and avoid parties for 2 months. Visitors were fine. Took family pictures while we were there, took my baby and did not invite me in them. She posted baby's picture on Facebook after being told not to and then texted me she was allowed to because I posted a picture, the birth announcement. Then she also tried to plan my partner's first Father's Day at her house out of town without speaking to me or anything, just tried to get him to go up with the baby and I guess have me tag along at 1 month after a C-section while I was still not great. Throughout all this she talks to my partner for hours a week on the phone. But it turns out those conversations were not so innocent. She was going on to him about all the things she and him were going to do with the baby. I guess I wasn't in the picture despite spending 6 years with them at every family event. Then as time went on my partner would bring up he's worried about my health, and she'd just be like, whatever, focus on the baby. I feel really devalued by that. After the baby she tried to get more controlling of him, bringing our baby to her, sometimes yelling at him, sometimes telling him she would die soon, etc. Then we hear from other extended family she is trashing me, saying I'm mean to her. Eventually, after my partner was unsuccessful at shutting down or coping with this drama, I'm completely fed up. I told him to tell her he's not leaving me. Guess what? She stops most of the drama with him. My partner just started therapy and told his therapist 5% of this. Immediately the therapist told him his mother is manipulative, tried to break us up, and he needs to stop talking to her if he wants to save our relationship. So I don't think we're imagining this. He no longer wants to be manipulated or controlled by his mom and is very invested in our relationship. He's trying to unlearn these issues in therapy. Vent time, I'm just so completely livid. WTF is her problem? Fine with me for years and then tries to destroy mine and my partner's relationship by devaluing me and acting like I'm just her surrogate and not going to be in the picture? Is there any other way to interpret this because it seems insane to me? She's a very smart and social nurse. Not crazy day to day. Has a lot of normal friends who I've met. I'm literally dying to know why she has it out for me. I'm a quiet, polite person and never got in the way of her son talking with her, their family events, etc. She never had a complaint about me before. I'm so completely disturbed she flipped a switch after I got pregnant. And I'm just mad. It was such a special time in my life, we finally became a family. My partner, though a vulnerable dumbass around his mother, is a wonderful and loving father. I really can't help but take it personally that she wanted to ruin mine and her son's happiness, our good time with our new baby after a long pregnancy and even longer infertility journey. Who is so cruel to want to break up a brand new family? Her own sons? It's just mean. Update, she randomly texted him shortly after I posted this. It was a TikTok-style video of a dad and baby dancing having fun. She messaged him, is this you and baby name when OP is gone? Smiling face with smiling eyes, why am I always gone in her mind and where am I? Literally, I work from home and am an introvert. This is the way she talked to my partner my entire pregnancy, just constantly pushing the OP isn't around narrative in weird ways. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. She's that selfish. She's always been that selfish. She only saw your child in terms of what she wants. Like she sees her son. And every other person in the world. They are there for her to use, or ignore, as she wants. She's a person to avoid. She's not a person to be a healthy grandparent, ever. She's best known to your child as a stranger, to be wary of and stay away from. Get your will made, and ask someone that you trust to be your child's guardian if anything happens to the two of you, so that your MILFH will never get that child, even for an hour alone. Make sure that the person that you ask to be guardian has a copy of the paperwork in case of accidents or temporary issues where they would be needed to get the child safe. Make sure that your wallets, both of you, have a card in them that says something along the lines of "Do not allow name to have our child to care for, not for a minute." Commenter 2. She wants him to choose someone she can manipulate, also she assumes if you split she will get your baby 50% of the time. Commenter 3. Do we have the same MIL? Is your husband her only son or does she have all sons by chance? This behavior is a very common theme amongst boy moms. My MIL completely ruined my first postpartum period and tried to break up my husband and I. She even told me babies don't need to be near their mothers because they can smell them and that my husband needed to put me in my place. What we did is no contact, for many years. My MIL had never even met one of our children until she was 3, and even then it was only for 15 minutes. During this time away she finally woke up and realized she no longer had any control of my husband. Slowly she came back around with her tail between her legs and we now have a very minimal relationship. We see them maybe 4 times per year and I don't share any personal details about anything, only surface level stuff. I do not like her but I tolerate her at this point because she behaves and she knows if there is one false move, she's back to no contact. I will never trust her or be friends with her. Never letting my guard down again. It's been 10 years since I had my first and my husband and I are in a great place. We do not owe her anything and no longer feel bad about the situation. She made her bed. OP in response. Wow, I'm glad you and your husband were able to improve things and live your lives. Yes, only sons and my partner is the son she is overly emotional with. Overshares since childhood. Expects him to be completely obedient and always take her side. It's sad, he didn't realize how controlling she was until this because other than long conversations she didn't make many demands of him as a young adult. He's in very low contact with her right now. An occasional text from her and he's not initiating anything. Seems like she's giving him the silent treatment to some degree IMO. I feel bad about her not really being a grandparent to our child. But also she hasn't really left me with any other option. We can never leave them alone with her. I don't see how to come back or ever trust her after such a deep level of disrespect for our child's health, our relationship, and me as the mother. Commenter 4. She wants to get rid of you so her and her son could raise the baby. If you were to divorce she will get to be mommy while your husband has his visitation or time with your baby. That's why she collected baby items that should have gone to you. My grandma did the same thing to my mom and then when my grandma thought my mom wasn't raising us right, my mom died in an accident. Be careful, her forgetfulness about your allergy might have been an attempt on your life. I know that sounds dramatic but I don't put anything past women who want to erase children's mothers. I saw this kind of behavior for what it was when I was a little girl. I will always miss my mom and can't ever forgive my grandma for trying to be my mom instead. Everyone makes mistakes as a parent but that doesn't mean they don't have the right to raise their own children. Be careful. OP in response. I'm so sorry about your mom. Also your comment scares me. I have some health issues and she's a nurse with access to end-of-life meds. Should I be concerned about accidents? Commenter 5. Me personally, I would write her a letter starting with, over the past several years I've noticed some odd things about how you interact with me and talk, or not talk, about me and list all the different things she's done. Follow with I'm interested to know what the issue is because there quite obviously is an issue. Conclude with how you behave toward and treat me is on you but I will be very clear that, moving forward, the following will be happening/not happening. There is no room for negotiation on this and will call out your behavior if you continue to push with your agenda. Make it very clear to hear that she's only hurting herself and that you won't tolerate any more nonsense from her. OP in response. In a way we did this. My partner had a talk with her to clarify several we hadn't visited in a while because she was doing upsetting things toward me, excluding me, disrespecting me, etc. She apologized to him. Then she texted me that I need to meet her and talk with her. I asked her why so she sent me long texts about how she didn't understand some baby rules/didn't actually break them. I texted her back she really hurt my feelings about Father's Day plans without me. She ignored it and sent me a non-apology about baby rules again. She also mentioned I need to meet with her and talk with her for my baby. After these non-apologies and excuses I texted her treat me considerately or I won't be at any family gatherings. And she never texted back or again, despite continuing to apologize to my partner and then trash talk me to extended family. So I'm discouraged from trying to address it again. Over the holidays we had brief visits and I just avoided her as much as possible. She tried to talk with me about shopping like nothing happened at Christmas.
Wardabis here. If listening to these mother-in-law stories has taught me anything, is that some mother-in-laws just want to be a problem. Just cut her out and get rid of all that drama. Just a reminder, I always find actual Reddit stories, none of it's AI generated. If for whatever reason I can't post in the morning or in the afternoon or whatnot, I'll post on the thought bubble on the TikTok account if you follow me.